Yeah, and
That was
J.D.
funny.
Vance is gonna have
I
this stain
double
on him
clicked
that
to turn it
nobody's gonna
on,
want to
turned
even
it
touch
off.
him. As far as Republican voters go, he's going to have the vice president. He's going to have that opportunity, and he's going to.
Found
They're going to ask him this
Alex
question when he's running for
Jones.
president because he's going to be the GOP nominee.
Now I thought he was
the same
dead.
question they asked Kamala. Yeah, the same question they asked Kamala to do. What would you do different? And if he says he wouldn't have done anything different, say goodbye to J.D. Vance, say goodbye to GOP presidential office, and say goodbye to in the midterms. We're going to get ransacked. Ramsacked. Yeah, I mean, we had everything going for us, and they're just ruining it. Like, you got Lindsey Graham up there on your screen right now. Why does this guy have access to Fox like he's in the war room with Trump? Yeah. Why is he talking like that? Why does he have so much pull? Why does
Trump
not
talk down
the interviews
where he says, "I promise this country we'll do this"? He talks like he's the president.
Yeah, and he lifts up Lindsey Graham, but he criticizes Joe Kent. Yeah. Does that make any sense? It's backwards. I mean, if anybody with a IQ higher than 6 knows this doesn't sound right. Lindsey Graham, he said the other day, he said instead of saying Semites, he said Seminites. He's thinking about semen when he's talking.
Well, we know that's about all he thinks about that in nuclear war. But vampires drink blood, Lindsey Graham drinks semen. He's on it's a carnivore diet. Lindsey Graham's on you didn't know that? Lindsey Graham's on all the way right there. Look at that. In fact, he probably just took Trump to the Air Force One bathroom.
Yeah, Trump's got
these guys are hilarious.
I'm sorry. It's a joke, folks. I'm not trying to be mean.
Yeah, we joke with Republicans, right? We can make fun of our own.
Let me just say this.
Got a tickle on my
throat. I'll come back and ask you guys. They're saying anybody that's against this war is a neo-Nazi coup plotter. Did you guys know you're neo-Nazi coup plotters? Because you've been listening to some of the articles. I just found out. A black man from the South is a neo-Nazi? If you believe that, man, you got to be a moron. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, now let's see if my memory serves right. I believe 90,000 Marines invaded Iwo Jima, one of the islands they had to take before they got to Japan. And if memory serves, I think like 13, 15, 20,000. I'm going from memory, died. Let's ask Google AI, or you just go to Google, and you can do ChatGPT or Grok, whatever, you just type in number of Marines that invaded and conquered Iwo Jima. All right, 70,000 to 74,000 U.S. Marines were involved in the invasion of Iwo Jima. I know there's a 90,000 number. Oh, there it is. In addition to the Marines, the total U.S. forces numbered around 110,000, including sailors and Army personnel. Yeah, I've read a different thing. I think it was 90,000 combat troops, 20,000 support. But the point is, I got it generally right. Duration of the battle, 36 days. Casualties, 26,000, 27,000 Americans. 7,000 Marines. Okay. And the way you look at the numbers, they're broken down. Remember, you didn't nail it. It's worse than I said. Sorry. People always accuse me of exaggerating. No, it's almost always worse. So, see, you got to test it. Opposing force, 21,000 Japanese. Dug in is the problem. Okay? So, and you say, oh, we got high-tech weapons. When you actually try to take land, though, boots on the ground, Pentagon estimates are hundreds of thousands of troops just to take it, tens of thousands of casualties. Unbelievable. So here's Lindsey Graham saying, hey, the Marines are on the way. And we took Iwo Jima. Yeah, with 110,000 troops, 76,000 Marines, 20-something thousand dead. And here's Lindsey, who was just a lawyer in the military. I bet he couldn't tie his shoes when he was in the Army. Okay, definitely can't find his ass with both hands. He knows how to stick his tongue out of his mouth constantly. And so, here is Mr. War Demon saying, hey, we took Iwo Jima. You know how many Marines are going? 2,000. They're sending a contingent of the airborne. It's like 5,000. So they're saying that 8,000 U.S. troops. Have you looked at the Strait of Hormuz? 2,000-foot cliffs all around it. Thousands of square miles. Mountains all above it. With the main military all dug in with all these islands and the main military base there all dug in. Unbelievable. So We're supposed to take on an army. The Iranians have a 1,000,000-person regular army, about 2 million extra. They estimate there's a couple 100,000 there. So 7,000 U.S. troops are supposed to take on the worst terrain in the world, totally dug in against hundreds of thousands. Here's Lindsay, military expert Graham.
At United Healthcare, I'm driven to help families like mine. Our first daughter, Adeline, had
Program has been obliterated, and they're running out of money. So here's what I tell President Trump. Keep it up for a few more weeks. Take Carg Island, where all of the resources they have to produce oil. Control that island. Let this regime down a bone.
Is this going to, though, take Carg Island? Is it going to involve U.S. troops on the ground? Let me just read you something from The Atlantic. Does an assessment on that. They say U.S. troops may well take Carg Island. We believe their ability to do so, but only to endure ballistic missile strikes, drone attacks, petrochemical smoke, all without a reliable means of obtaining logistical support. The result could be a grinding war of attrition. They talk about how far away they would be from resupply.
I'm sort of tired of all this armchair quarterbacking. This has been an amazing military operation. God bless the fallen.
But it's a difference when we talk about troops on the ground.
I trust the Marines, not that guy. I trust DOD. We got 2 Marine expeditionary units sailing to this island. We did Iwo Jima. We can do this. The Marines, my money is always on the Marines. I don't know if you take the island or you blockade the island, but I know this. The day we control that island, this regime, this terrorist regime, has been weakened. It will down a vine. And here's what I want to do. I want to get with Chris. I want to sprint to peace. As the war winds down, I want peace to ramp up. The reason we don't have Saudi Arabia and Israel making peace is October the 7th, 2023. Iran through Hamas attacked Israel, stopping normalization. I want to take up and complete what Biden started.
So complete and total crap. The Iranians aren't going to give up when that happens. The strait will still be closed. And so they're saying, we'll cut off your money. They don't care. The Pentagon already gave an assessment that is accurate. Hodge Twins, what do you
Then
say?
you have to kill all them
Let me say this.
lunatics.
When we invaded Iraq, you don't think Iran was watching? They knew this day was coming. They've been preparing for this for decades. Not to mention Iran, they have home field advantage. I mean, so far, this whole operation, this war that America and Israel is waging on Iran, they failed to understand that we do have a superior air force. They don't even have an air force. So everything thus far has just been missiles and bombs.
We don't have a navy
But
either.
as soon as you send troops there, on land, on foot, the advantage goes to Iran. Yeah, like you said, Alex, they got over 1 million soldiers. If they send 2,500 Marines and then 5,000 Army, I mean, that's a suicide mission. And not to mention, if they try to take back the Strait of Hormuz, it's just a grinder. It's almost eerie of that movie, what's that? The jet movie that just came out, I forget. Top Gun. When they flew in the jets in those canyons and mountains, that's a lot like the Strait of Hormuz. So if the United States really honestly think they can go in and maneuver their way and take over that, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I think they could eventually do it, but at what cost?
I think I got a hat
American
just like
soldiers are going to die for Israel. Yeah.
Well, you just nailed it. And that's what I want to say to start the segment. Thanks for reminding me. Lindsey Graham is actually smarter than he acts. He thinks we're dumb. It's called, and it goes back actually to Persia, is where they think chess was invented, but we know
Yeah.
the first writings of it, because I looked this up years ago,
tried that
is
one
in
on.
Persian, and it's called a
Black
pawn
with the American
sacrifice.
flag.
Guys, look up pawn sacrifice in chess. Pull up that move.
Found
And
these,
that's where you draw people
called
out
the
to be
Hodge
sacrificing
twins.
the pawn or lesser piece. And listen, it's a cold-blooded thing about being a general. It's what they teach at West Point. You don't like it, but it's the decision you gotta make. You'll send in 100 troops, 1,000, whatever.
just gotta
it is,
take that
as an
thing out of
expeditionary
there.
group, expecting they can have drones and satellites to draw at the enemy to get a look at their strength. And you'd have scouts behind that would see what happened to the guys you sent on a suicide mission. So maybe you get 500 guys
man,
killed
I
and
don't
you win
even
the
have
war
to
and
adjust
save 100,000 or whatever. This is a pawn sacrifice.
Perfect
They are
fit.
now, we'll get Americans involved once we trap 7,000 U.S. troops and Marines on a death trap island surrounded by mountains and passes in their most fortified area, and then everybody's
got
going to go,
the
hey, when
army
that
got
happens.
there.
So this is a false flag. So
black
let's
one. I like
go back to
that.
pawn sacrifice for me real quick. All right, let's pull up definition of pawn sacrifice real quick if you can. And you just had it there on screen, but it's okay. A pawn sacrifice is in chess the intentional giving up of a pawn to gain a significant strategic or tactical advantage, such as faster
Got
deployment, better peace activity, or an attack on the king. Now,
Desert
let's be clear.
American flag hat
It doesn't
too.
just get us drawn more in. They think the American psychology. I think up front people are going to get pissed. Like they blow up an aircraft carrier. Actually, the first response will, okay, now we want full war. Now later people will figure it out. But more importantly, we will find out where they're hidden bunkers, where artillery pops up, missiles pop up. They're going to be watching all that when they're obliterating our troops. But do we really want them doing that when we were told this wasn't even a war or the war was over, Hodge Twins?
Yeah, Trump said it's already won, but we don't know when we're leaving. And MAGA's still contemplating if it's a war or not. No, it's operation. We're in a 40-year war, and Trump is trying to end it. It's just all BS. It's just this bait and switch that Trump has put over is the people that supported him, and then for them to just hop, just to follow along, it's just mind-boggling. It's kind of disappointing because I thought doing the right was way more objective than the left, and it seems like the right is just as bad as the left because a lot of objectivity on both sides are not there. You know what I'm saying? The left and the right is two sides of the same coin. Yeah, voters. I'm actually really disappointed in the right. Yeah, because when I criticize Trump on
Yeah,
Facebook,
it's a chess
I get
game.
attacked. I get called Democrats, Muslim sympathizers. It's like it's really frustrating. Even when you point out that he's lying, they still don't want to say that. Hey, I agree with you. No, it's just it's almost like they're slaves to Trump. It's almost like it's like cultish in a sense, and that's what destroyed the left. The Democrats, there's no objectivity.
Well, exactly. Because they don't want real constituents putting pressure on Trump to do the right thing. They want him isolated and then to cut off his real supporters. So that now the neocons, the globalists have full control.
Right. So you think that's what's happened? They've circled Trump, and he's not hearing the real message from his true supporters?
Oh, he's always had trouble with what they call bubble wrap. But back to the earlier question, it is ridiculous. I mean, they're literally calling not just Joe Kent, but I've seen articles attacking you, others, saying you are, quote, conducting a coup, a neo-Nazi coup against the Republican Party when it's literally a foreign globalist Israeli coup. They're literally, so what is it like to learn that you're white supremacist conducting a coup?
I don't know to say I'm speechless. I kind of like the white thing. I always wanted to be white. I'm done with a joke.
But seriously here.
But like Larry Loomer, she tweeted out something that she has information on these anti-MAGA, these fake MAGA conservative talking heads online, and say she's giving it to the FBI, the CIA. We need to go to jail. And for them to call us grifters, especially you, Alex, people calling you grifters, us grifters. Like, if I was a grifter, I wouldn't have anything critical to say. I would just bravo at everything Trump does. That's a grifter.
Well, let's be 100% clear. I've never gotten money from Democrats or any NGO. All I get is lawsuits and attacks from them. And supporting Trump, all I got is hell and basically.
Been sitting here at Daytona for an hour.
98% of what
About
I
what,
had. I
seven?
remember, quite frankly, because I didn't have much extra, but
6, 7, 8 over in Europe.
and I wouldn't limit that large to begin with.
I'll see
but
some morning drivers.
This matters. I never get up and say something off of, will this be popular or will this make me some money? I literally am always about what I think's right. That's just how my brain works.
Right.
And they've got studies out about lying. People that don't lie and train themselves not to, your brain doesn't even do the calculation to tell a lie anymore. You just spit out accurate info, which your subconscious and unconscious is hundreds of times more powerful. And now they found with Grok the reason it is the best, gives the best answers, works the best, has the less hallucinations, like times 4 than even the next best one, is when you tell something to lie, and you tell all these other AIs, so everybody's black, so George Washington's black, everybody, the thing starts hallucinating. You know? And it's that simple. And I've literally trained myself because I've told lies. I mean, not about consequential things or really things on air. But, in my life, I've, hey, did you steal $20 out of my wallet? My dad say, oh, no, I didn't do that. I don't want to get my ass kicked. I just wanted to go buy some chewing tobacco. But
AI
the point
dementia.
I've just learned not to lie. And like I got pulled over like 5 years ago. Like, have you been drinking? And I said, yeah, I had a bottle of sake about an hour ago. They said, get out, we're doing a sobriety. And I said, look, my Achilles is blown. It just blew all the way. I can't stand up. I can't walk around and hop and do this. They said, oh, you're going to jail. They drive me right in, test me. It's below the number. And the publicity was great. And the thing got dropped. And the cops were like, later I saw them because they're like, wow, we're surprised when people lied. You know, we're going to let you go. And you said you had, and we had to do that. Why didn't you just tell us you hadn't been drinking? And I said, because I've gotten to this point where it was like I was paying a sacrifice to not even tell that lie. You know, so your wife says, does this look good? Nope.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've just gotten to the point where it is so good because my brain does not even do calculations now about what do I want. It's what does my brain know is accurate. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah, you have a conscience. Yeah, like when Trump was lying about that school, I could see right through him he was lying. It was like, why would you lie about something like that? I understand in war, mistakes happen. Yeah. It's best to be honest about it. Take ownership. Take accountability. Why are you lying about it? The truth is going to eventually come out. Hey, Alex, I got a quick question for you. What do you think Trump meant when he said, when oil prices start going up, when he said, we're going to make a lot of money?
America last. It's what President Trump said State Senator Travis Holdman did when Holdman voted to let ChemChina own Hoosier farmland and when Holdman voted for higher gas taxes. Tell Travis Holdman stop putting China first.
Uh-oh.
Take the next step in treating your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis with Entyvio, the only gut-focused treatment for UC that helps
Well, that's another thing is, doesn't Trump know that oil, he said this many times, energy is the base of any good economy and is what determines inflation more than anything. So he's like, oh, the U.S. has the biggest production. We'll make a lot of money. Yeah, but it doesn't really filter out like that, so it's going to kill your recovery. So what he does now is anything one-dimensionally he thinks is good news, he'll spin any bad fact. And he's just gotten to the point where, I got to tell you, in the past, I know the facts, I know the issues. And Trump was one of the most truthful people I ever saw when it came to everything. And now, I mean, you see him 4 or 5 times the same day, changes the story. And so
I love it.
he's 79. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what's going on in a minute. I think you know. I mean, his brain's going. And I don't mean he's got dementia. And I don't mean, listen, I'm 52. And, and if I end up working until like 8 or 9 at night, I mean, I turn into a complete idiot. Even if I'm not drinking, I've cut back and sometimes gone 6 months on drinking. But I can literally, if I'm exhausted and have like 4 drinks, I'm drunk. Whereas I'm at the beach and not tired, I can drink 7 drinks, I don't even feel it. But now I'll sit there when I haven't even been drinking for 2 weeks, and it's 8 o'clock at night, and I get home and I worked all that time. I sit down for a minute and wake up face down at 2 a.m. Didn't have a drink. I just passed out. Trump is a total workaholic. He sleeps 2 or 3 hours a night. You see him slurring his words now, a lot of stuff. A 50-year-old couldn't do that. And so what made him so strong, the workaholics, Scottish, German blood or whatever, is now what's going to bring him down because he is exhausted.
Yeah, he does have a motor on him. Yeah, he came out here to Vegas, did a rally before he won his election. It was 125 degrees here in Vegas. Yeah, he was on stage. He did a meet and greet before us when I first met him. He went on stage in a blue suit and his red MAGA hat. It's 130 degrees.
Wow.
He's on stage for so long. People in the audience said, man, this dude needs to shut up or he's going to kill everybody. My phone got so hot while watching him, my phone turned off. He kept talking. So I do understand what he is a workaholic.
Oh, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
So hard and
No, it is. I'll say it officially. It's not, 25th Amendment thing because he's not.
He's going to start killing people.
Trump has Asperger's. I've talked to people that have assessed it. He has Asperger's.
Oh, who doesn't?
And he's highly functioning.
We all got Asperger's.
He knows he's obsessed with. And so he really means, he thinks he's doing well. But, man, 79, 3 presidential runs, like he said. I tell people, he'll be in, Alabama, 107, Vegas, 125. And, I mean, when I was 20, I was in great shape to do 100 pull-ups at once. The whole gym would be clapping. I'd go to a UT football game, the first game of the year, and it'd be 105. And I one time literally started to pass out and had to leave. In my prime, I couldn't sit out there for 2-3 hours in 107. Exactly. He's crazy. And so at the end of the day, that's what we have here is, and you can see him physically, he ain't looking good. So,
Yeah.
And I'm
And
not
you know
giving
what?
him an excuse. I'm just telling you what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you're right. I think you're right because me and my brother, we tour a lot. Well, we used to tour a lot, and the physical capacity you got to have, the mental, not only physical but mentally, going from city to city. Yeah. On a tour doing comedy, and to see what Trump is doing, I know how hard that is. Yeah. So that might be the issue that he's having, but
Yeah, that's about enough. Any other news? Nancy's still missing. That's about it. I'm going to take a couple laps here after I sign off. Get this coffee going. Ravens Brew, Double Dead. Alright. Love you. Thanks for watching.